Hey everybody. I don't have my microphone on. I forgot it again. Oh well, let's see if I can get this done. Hopefully the screen won't be sideways like it was last week. There we go. And where's the other end of it? There it is. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just get ahead of myself. And my nose is itching. I must be going to have company. Anyway, hey everybody. Well, it's my birthday today. Yes, I turned 62. And it's better than the alternative, everybody. So I'm happy to be 62 years old. Every gray hair you see has a purpose. And I love it. I have been blessed with thick and pretty good hair. Everybody says it's nice hair. I've never colored it, so what you see is what you get with me. Now, I'm just happy to be here. And there's my brother-in-law. Hey brother. Anyway, so I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. I had to go see my lovely doctor, and she's so cute. She's about Justin's age, so it's like she's a child of mine. And she had on this pretty little leopard dress, and she has a 2.5-year-old. And he said, "Mommy's got on her tiger dress," and she's just as cute as she can be. She is. Check out her page, Ashwell Medical, I think is what it is. And she is just bubbly as she can be. And I'm just happy to be one of her patients. And I don't dread going to the doctor anymore. That's what I love about it. And she's just a good person, and we get to talk about things, and she takes her time with me, and we have a lot of fun. But I did 2 things yesterday. Let me think I weighed yesterday morning. I haven't weighed since Christmas. And I went to I hadn't flipped the calendar over in the bathroom yet to January, and there was no January. It was 2017 calendar. And I couldn't find my 2018 calendar because I've had it right beside my chair here showing all y'all the 2018 calendar. And I couldn't find it. It had slid up and under the chair. So I weighed, and I was so impressed with my weight that I had only gained 5 pounds during Christmas, from Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, through Christmas and New Year's. I had only gained 5 pounds. That was a reason to celebrate for me. And I told Robert, and he said he had gained 3 pounds that he had lost when he had some awful bug. And he had gained that back. And I went to the doctor celebrating. She said, well, she had gained weight during Christmas, and I cooked like a crazy person during Christmas. I made cookies and all kinds of good stuff during Christmas. And, that's what the holidays are all about, making memories and having fun. And I did have a lot of fun during Christmas. But I'm glad it's over with. The tree is put away. All my Christmas decorations have been reorganized for next year. We even did one weird thing. The tree I had bought at an antique mall. And somebody had hot glued the branches. So we unhot glued with a little pistol thing. Robert helped me. And we got those things pulled out and packaged up in a Rubbermaid bin instead of standing up in the corner of the garage, taking up a lot of room. And it makes us happy to know that we can get that out and put it all back together next year. If I want to have a big tree, I can have a big tree. If I want to have a little tree, I can have a little tree. So I got 2 different trees, and then I got a bird tree, which is wrought iron, and I can put little bird feeders on it. And I like that sometimes too. But we didn't get that one out this year. So Christmas decorations are organized for next year. I still have a few things on my dining room table that need to be put away, some fondue sets. But they're in the box, ready to go. Robert just has to take them to the basement for me, and we're good. We're just good. So, I woke up at the crack of dawn this morning. I was born at 5:56 in the morning, and I woke up at 5:55 and looked at the clock, and I thought, well, I'm going to hang around until I turn 62. So I watched the clock for a minute, and then I went back to sleep. And I slept like a log last night. It's kind of fun knowing that, you don't have anything to do the next morning, and you can get up and it's your birthday and you can have fun. So I fixed myself a bowl of oats this morning, which I love, and I don't eat often because there are a lot of carbs in it. But I needed some fiber in my body, and it's just you listen to your body and do what you need to do. So that was yesterday. Well, I got halfway home, and I bought myself a little iWatch, and it tells me when I'm connected to my phone. And about halfway home, I realized that I wasn't connected to the phone. And I stopped and pulled in this parking lot, searched the car from head to toe, searched the car, and the phone wasn't in the car. And that sinking feeling you get when you want to call somebody and you can't. You want to call somebody and you just can't because you don't have a phone and you don't have a backup phone, which I don't have a backup phone. I really need one that I can just use for video. But right now, I'm good. I'm just good. But I knew the only place I had used it was at the doctor's office, which was all the way back in Asheville. So I just had to turn the car around and go back to Asheville, which added, I was halfway home. So that was, another hour to the trip. And when I got home, I had already planned on, our passports had expired. And January 1st, I started the process of re-upping for the passports. Robert got his passport picture made day before yesterday, so I was going to stop by CVS and get my passport picture made, which it was just awful. But hey, I don't care. It's a picture. And I got that done, so now I can finish up that paperwork, and I'm good to go. Just really good to go. And this morning, when I was lying in bed waiting for the clock to strike 5:56, I got to thinking about, how I got organized. And it was a fun little process, and I can't wait till you see. I'm working on a new book, everybody. Just get ready. It's gonna be finished before long. My deadline is March 1st, so I've got about 6 weeks to finish writing on it, and y'all are going to love it. I mean, absolutely love it. But how many of you have already, your New Year's resolution has gone out the window? I mean, I was watching TV the other night, and the Mayhem dude, the Allstate commercial, I think it's the Allstate commercial, but the Mayhem dude was practicing his New Year's resolutions. And I looked at Robert and I said, this is not going to be good. He is not going to stick with his New Year's resolutions. Before the week is up, he's going to be back to his old self of causing mayhem. Well, have you let your New Year's resolutions fly out the window? We all do it. Because we miss one day and we think, I've already messed up, why even bother? Well, that's not the case. That is not the case. Hey, Tammy, she's a friend from high school. We do not have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need to be, you get rid of a bad habit, you got to add a good habit. And so January is our month for keeping our sink clean and shiny. That's what I practiced for a whole month when I started, was keeping that sink clean and shiny. I didn't pile on. I didn't try to do too much at one time. I just picked one item to practice. And what I did, which was before we had Google, it was before we had, I think I had a little, it wasn't a Palm Pilot, it was a little address book, but I would forget to put batteries in it and then I would lose all my addresses. So we really need paper backup. Just because you got some things electronic in your life doesn't mean that it's going to stay there forever. We have got to practice the old-fashioned way. Let's just, go old school all the way. Well, that New Year's Day, I picked one habit. And in order to remember that habit, I wrote it on a hot pink piece of note card and taped it to my kitchen window. And to reinforce that habit, I put it on my bathroom mirror too. And it was a little bit bigger than this, and I had room to put a big old smiley face on it so that I would know that it was going to make me happy. It was kind of like a reward. I didn't realize how it was going to work, but wow. That bathroom, the note on the bathroom reminded me when I went into the bathroom to get ready for bed at night did you shine your sink? And if I hadn't, I went directly to the kitchen and took care of that. It took 30 seconds because once you get it clean and shiny, all you have to do is wipe it dry of the water spots, or take a little Windex or water and vinegar and wipe it out. That's all you've got to do. You don't have to do anything else except just keep it shining so that when you get up in the morning, you're not greeted with mystery water and dirty dishes. You're behind the 8 ball before you ever get started. The water's so gross with stuff floating on top that you have to take the barbecue tongs to reach down in the sink and pull the plug. And it's a terrible feeling. But when you get up in the morning and that sink is sparkling just a little bit, you get a little sparkle in your eye, you feel like cooking, you clean up after yourself, your dishwasher gets emptied, and lo and behold, before the end of the month is over, your whole kitchen is sparkling, all because you practiced that one habit. You weren't required to do anything else, but you wanted that habit to keep going. So you emptied the dishwasher. It became a dirty dish disposal unit. And your stove got clean. And before you know it, you're sweeping the floor and mopping it. Even if it is just with a dirty dish rag and some water with your foot, you've mopped up a spill and you clean up as you go. This can change your life. Hey, Leanne, love you. So don't beat yourself up if you've missed a day of your new routine or your new habit that you're practicing. Whatever it is, just pick that one thing and put a note up on your bathroom mirror. Put a note up on your kitchen sink window or above your kitchen sink to remind you to do that one thing. And then as those things become habits, the next month you can start stringing them together into your routines. So you just piggyback on what you're already doing. So next month we're going to practice decluttering 15 minutes a day. And March is getting dressed to lace up shoes every morning when you first wake up. April is making your bed. May is moving your body for 15 minutes. June is drinking your water. July, swish and swipe. And all of these little habits together, as you practice them for a whole month, they get strung into routines and they change your life. They really do. If you'll practice them. You don't learn how to play piano by never practicing. You have to practice. So it's okay to miss a day, but jump back in as if you hadn't. And your life is going to be so much better when you're not putting out fires all the time. I promise. It'll work. And, a lot of people join the Y or join exercise places and do all this stuff. And then after 2 weeks, they're not going like they used to. They're just not doing it. And the management at those places call us poinsettias because after 2 weeks, the blooms just go away. We give up. Well, let's not give up this year. Let's commit to practicing one little habit every day. And as that habit becomes automatic for you, then you piggyback something else on that habit. It's that simple. I know it sounds insignificant to go shine your sink, but that's what we're playing with this one. And it is playing. And you can take your calendar. I put the calendar in the bathroom already. But you can take your calendar and put happy faces. You can draw happy faces on it. Or you can give yourself a gold star. You can reward yourself for keeping your sink clean and shiny and doing what it is that, is going to help your home run itself. It doesn't take 21 days to make a habit. That is a total misnomer that psychologists want us to believe. It really, for those of us who get sidetracked and throw the baby out with the bathwater, we need a whole month. And that's 10 days of grace. It's being loving with yourself. A grace period is a beautiful thing. That's why we give you a grace period with a calendar. You got 5 months to purchase a new calendar so that when it rolls around January 1st, and you flip the calendar over and there's no calendar like I did yesterday, then I had the calendar. I just couldn't, because I had it in here showing all y'all. But it's okay. It's just fine. It takes a whole month to establish habits. Especially when you're sidetracked like we are. And we are our own worst enemy because our mouths and our brains pick on us. And if you listen real hard to the voices that you hear coming into your head, you're going to find out where those ugly words came from. And we've got to stop those ugly words and love yourself along this process. Because we want to be organized. We just don't know where to start. And I'm giving you a place. Simple little place, that kitchen sink. And that kitchen sink is going to change your life. Now, what's next? What's for dinner? Do y'all know what's for dinner? I mean, this is a big part of us not feeling guilty. Is planning our meals and sticking to our plan, having some backup meals in your pantry so that if you get in a bind, you've got food there. I mean, yesterday I wrote this wonderful essay that lots of bullet points, and Leanne has talked about this a million times. And go to her blog on our homepage. Check out Leanne's blog because she tells you how to figure out what's for dinner. But you got to have a plan. You got to clean out your refrigerator on anti-procrastination day. Don't we put that off until we can't stand it anymore? Things are growing in there. Let's stop that nastiness. Let's just stop it. We can clean out our refrigerator easily and know what's for dinner. Our calendar gives you a wonderful place to write those meals so that you know what you're cooking. And I love seeing all of you post what you're having for dinner tonight. Just having it ready. And while you're cooking dinner and getting it on the table, look at your calendar and see what's tomorrow and grab that item out of the refrigerator. This week, Robert went to the grocery store for me. He loves to go to the grocery store. He absolutely adores grocery. I can't stand it. I'll be honest. I can't get out of there for less than $200 and 4 hours. But he goes, he gets what we need, brings it back, and I told him, I said, I need 5 to 10 pounds of hamburger meat. So he brought back 5 pounds of hamburger meat, and I cooked it, every last bit of it, in my crock pot for the next 4 hours. And then I bagged it up into 5 bags of pre-cooked hamburger meat. Do you know what that's going to do? That pre-cooked hamburger meat, and I cooked it the way Leanne Ely taught me how to cook sausages for stuffing at Thanksgiving. I put a little water in it, and it makes it all fall apart into little pieces, and I have to stir it every 15 minutes, so setting my timer every 15 minutes and getting up from my chair and stirring the hamburger meat really got me some steps in, kept me moving all day long. I've been surprised at how much I've closed my circles on my little watch all week. But having this stuff in the refrigerator ready to go. I mean, all I got to do is put it and take it from the freezer to the refrigerator. It'll be thawed up for the next day. Throw it in the crock pot first thing in the morning, and I can have lots of wonderful food with pre-cooked hamburger meat. I can make casseroles, I can do spaghetti, I can make stroganoff, you name it, I can fix it. Tacos, lots of good stuff. But if you don't have it pre-cooked, then it's one more thing behind the 8 ball that you got to do. Hey Amy, love you, miss you. I need a Utah fix. And if I go to Utah, I got to go to Boulder, Colorado and see Leanne. Who knows? This spring I might be traveling a little. You just never know. Anyway, so getting those meals cooked, and if you don't know what to fix, just start keeping a diary of what you've eaten for the last month or the last week or the last 2 days. Start today. Write it on your calendar. Now, I like to plan for leftovers. Leftovers are a wonderful thing. If you got 4 people in the family, cook for 6, and then you've got some leftovers. Leftovers make it nice for lunch the next day. They make it, I take my leftovers and bag them up and put them in the freezer for those. I have one night a week that we eat something from the freezer that's pre-cooked. So I think I've got some chili in there. I've got some beef roast that I've bagged up and vacuum sealed. I've got some stuffed catfish fillets, and it was just when I go to Utah, I go to all parts of Utah, north and south. I start at Logan and head all the way down to St. George. So I have to see all my friends when I go to Utah. But having this stuff in the freezer makes it great. Today is my birthday. It's nasty out. It's raining and yucky, and I wanted to go see Star Wars, and that's what I wanted to do for my birthday, but I don't know if we're going to do that. We might do it tomorrow night, but we'll see. The main thing is it's there. I've dated it, I've labeled it, and we can have leftovers anytime. We can even have them for lunch. We can have them for supper. All of it is because I've planned for the leftovers. So start menu planning. It's going to save you a lot of money. The money it will save you on one meal will pay for Menu Mailer with Leanne. It really will. And making homemade pizzas, I love to make homemade pizzas. For Christmas, I bought myself a pizza peel. And you can make the pizza on that, and with a little pizza dough. Easy to make, just a piece of cake, and put a little cornmeal down, and it slides right onto my pizza stone. Robert made country ham pizza the other night. We're a mess. We're a good pair. We really are, because it's pretty tasty. My sister had given us the country ham for Christmas. But that menu planning is going to help you. And then I'm going to give you a little tip. when you go in the kitchen to cook, start with a sink full of hot soapy water, about this deep, and then as you're cooking, whatever you mess up, drop it in the sink. Don't drop knives in the sink. Set them off to the side. You will be surprised at how the dishes practically wash themselves. You can either, wash them real quick and put them out to dry and reuse them, or you can stick them in the dishwasher. And half of your meal cooking is done. It is just done. I don't recommend any other app for meal planning because I don't know any other app for meal planning other than Leanne's. And she is my go-to girl for meal planning. And she always has been. From when we started. I mean, she'll have to write me a testimonial. I probably got it somewhere. I'd have to find it. But many years ago, in like 2001, she sent me an email and she says, I know you live close to me. I know your husband is a judge in my county where I live, and I want to come and do a story about you because you have helped me to homeschool my children and to be a writer, and I want to come and do a story for our local newspaper about you. And she did. And that's where our friendship started. And now she lives in Colorado and has, she's just having the time of her life, and she still focuses on what she does best, helping you put dinner on the table in a healthy way. It really is a wonderful, her calling is just beautiful because we feel so guilty when we serve up drive-through. As she used to say, you throw the hamburgers in the backseat of the car. We don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to live that way. We can feed our families well. Check out savingdinner.com. She'll show you everything you need to do. And start planning these meals and getting them, and don't make it hard on yourself. Do not make it hard on yourself. We get all these grandiose ideas, and really all we want is soup and a sandwich. So plan for soup and sandwich day. Plan for a one-pot meal or a one-oven meal. Or plan for the kids to help you. She tells this wonderful story when Peter was little. I don't even know how old he is anymore. I see him have birthdays. But he didn't like to eat salad. She got him involved in cooking and putting a salad together, and he couldn't get enough of it, and he kept asking everybody else if they wanted some more of the salad that he had made. So get your kids involved in cooking, in the whole process, and you're going to see that they're going to eat the things that they like and be a part of it. And you won't believe how much fun they're going to have. But it all starts with that shiny sink. It really does. It all starts with that sink being shiny and the kitchen being clean. So you don't mind getting in there with the kids. You don't mind letting them help you and maybe making a little mess. Because you know it can be cleaned up easily. Your dishwasher's empty. Your sink is shining, the stove is clean, and you can put together homemade pizzas or throw together a beef stew and teach your kids how to make biscuits. All of this stuff can happen when your kitchen is clean. And that gets rid of the guilt that you have from not feeding your family in a timely fashion and having to call for takeout one more time. We don't have to do that anymore. We really don't. And it starts with that kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home. How many things do you do in the kitchen? Well, the kids do their homework in the kitchen. You have family meetings in the kitchen. You sit around the table and play games in the kitchen. Oh, what else do you do in the kitchen? You plan your meals in the kitchen. You clean out your refrigerator. The kitchen is the heart of the home. Where do you go when you walk in the door? First place you go is the kitchen. And the kitchen's where you keep your hot spots too. You know those hot spots. When you come in the door, everything gets dumped on the island. Stop it. Walk in the door. Don't come in with too much in your hand, and put things away. Hang your coat up. That's what we were taught, but we don't do it because it's our house and we can do what we want to. Hang your coat up. Put your purse where it belongs. Have you got a launch pad set up for tomorrow? Then put your purse right there so you don't run off and leave it. But where's your keys go? Do they go on a hook someplace? Establish that place. And it's going to make your life easier. You won't spend all this time looking for your boots and looking for your coat because you're going to have put it where it belongs. You can do this. You really can do this. So what else is happening right now? Out west in California, Montecito, they had these awful mudslides. I mean, terrible mudslides. And keep praying for those people. It's so sad when you've had a fire and then there's no vegetation to hold the ground in place and the whole hill slides down. It's awful. I live on a mountain. I understand what it's all about. We have slides here a lot, but it's when the hillside lets go. We got a lot of vegetation. We're green and we got rhododendrons and all kinds of good stuff. But sometimes a hill will let go and a road will get closed. Up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The razor blade trick for the glass top stove is pretty easy. Michelle taught me this. She said, take a single edge razor blade, and I keep some in my drawer right beside my stove, and just use that to clean the flat surface stove off, and it just comes right off. And now my kitchen stove is always pretty. I'm happy. So if you're in an area we're supposed to get 4 inches of rain. I don't know if we will or not. You never know about the weather report. But we've already had 1 inch of rain and it ruts up our driveway. But it's a slow, steady rain. But when you get a lot of rain at one time, it causes these slides. And just be aware, if you've got a hilltop behind you, and you've had fire up on that hilltop, be aware you may need to evacuate. And you can evacuate when it's going on because sometimes the whole hillside just falls. I mean, and you can see evidence of slides all over the place. And there was a huge one. Oh, I don't know how long ago it was, but it caused a tidal wave up in Alaska that went all the way to Japan. So that's probably been 1,000 years ago. It was a terrible thing, but it broke a whole mountain loose and it slid down. So Paula went to school at Western Carolina. Yeah, that's about an hour from me. It's a beautiful area. It really is. It takes me 45 minutes to get to Cashers, and then it's due north from Cashers. Cullowhee is. It's a beautiful place. If you like the mountains and kayaking and all kinds of stuff, your children would love to go to that school. I want you to take care of yourself. We have a basic weekly plan. It's really quite simple. We're practicing 1 habit a month, but we kind of have a basic weekly plan that we sort of add to our routines. And Monday we do just a quick cleanup. Redding up the house is what Michelle calls it. And in that quick cleanup, there's 7 things you do. 7 things. I'll get it right. 7 things. We're not having mudslides right now. We've had them in the past. These 7 things are: gather up all the trash, put it in the trash can. Clean up all the magazines and catalogs you've received in the mail in the last week. I have a recycling bag that hangs by the fireplace, and that's where they go. Change your sheets. real quick, get everybody to change their sheets and put clean sheets on and put the dirty sheets in the laundry so that you can get them done up and back into the rooms where they belong. Mop the bathroom and the kitchen floors right quick. This is not detailed cleaning. I mean, you can get the kids to do it, put them in their bathing suits, have some fun with it. Put some shaving cream down on the floor with some dish rags and dirty old towels and let them slip and slide. They'll have a ball, and your floor will get cleaner than it's ever been. Let's see. What are some other things? That's 4 things. 5 is do a quick vacuum. Now, if people are using the carpet sweeper to get the middles done in their carpets. Now, the carpet sweeper doesn't work well on tile or wooden floors. It's made for carpets. So don't write me complaining that it doesn't work, because it's not supposed to work on floors. It's made for carpets. We have the rubber sweeper that's for floors. It gets glass up. It's amazing. Why would I give you another tool for floors? Now, it will pick some things up, but it's not as near as good as the rubber sweeper. Now, do a quick vacuum, and then grab your feather duster and run around the house for 2 minutes and feather dust your house. And that's the extent of Weekly Home Blessing Hour. It's 7 things you do for 10 minutes or less, and before the end of the hour, you got it all clean. Now, if you don't think you have time, and that's your perfectionism telling you don't have time, you can do 1 thing a day. And I keep that posted on my bathroom door, so that as I walk out of the bathroom in the morning, I look at what day it is, and that's what I focus on that day to get done. And by the end of the week, your house is blessed. Now, if you have a big family, you want to get the family involved. Fold them all up and put them in a bowl, and everybody draw one. And everybody do that 1 thing. And do it twice a week. Do it on Monday to recover from the weekend, and do it on Friday to get ready for the weekend. And your house is always company ready. It really is. And you haven't had to do a whole lot. Well, I am celebrating my birthday. Maybe we'll go see Star Wars. I hope so, because I want to see it before it gets out of the theaters. It's a movie you have to see in the theaters. But I've been reading some good books. I like to listen to books. And one of the best things I ever gave myself was a year's subscription to Audible. And that was 12 books. It's 1 a month. But I end up purchasing, because I go through books like crazy. I like to listen to books while I'm working, and it makes it nice for me. I learn stuff. I read biographies like crazy. The last biography I read was about Andrew Jackson. Well, I grew up in Tennessee. I studied Andrew Jackson, but this was it's Brian Kilmeade's book on Andrew Jackson, and it was absolutely fun. So expanding your horizons is great. Robert likes to work crossword puzzles. They do nothing but frustrate me. I'm not a crossword puzzle girl. Not at all. But I like to read or listen to books. It makes me happy to listen to books. So be kind to yourself. I mean, that's been my goal for a long time, is to be kind to me and only do the things that I love. Somebody asked me one time if I had a personal motto. And I said, well, if I was going to have one, it would be to find joy in everything I do, and to be a devoted, loving wife to my sweet darling. And it wasn't long till I realized that if I do the first part, to find joy in everything that I do, that means I don't do things I don't want to do. And I don't find a way to have fun with it. I find joy in everything I do. I am the devoted, loving wife to my sweet darling. So now it's just to find joy in everything I do. And when you find that joy, sometimes you have to look hard, but you can do it. You really can do it. You just look for that silver lining, and it's always there. It's always there if you just search a little bit. And then if it's not joyful, then you may need to think about decluttering it. How many of you read my morning musing today about the 62 things that I know to be true? I add to it every year, and I change the birth date. I would change how old I am. I've been doing this since I was 50 years old, and I'm surprised at what I've learned, what I've really learned. And this year, it's been about patience. My word last year was patience. And that patience really doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost a dime. But what it gives you is such a feeling of security. You know, when you're patient, you can let somebody into traffic and not push people out of the way. When you're patient, you get to your appointments early, and you're not in a hurry. When you're patient, you take time to be kinder, and you're not in a tizzy. Getting in that tizzy makes you nuts. But when you're patient, and you practice being patient, and not letting the little things get to you, it can change your whole life. So if you have never practiced patience, now my word for this year, and I like to pick words. Tammy started this with me a few years ago. I remember the year she picked joy, and I had been doing joy for a long time, but this year I picked the word faith, because we got to see things as if they've already happened. You can hope and you can dream, but until you see it as done, and that's faith, till you see it as done, it does not become a reality. You've got to see it as finished. If it's that faith that, when you pray for somebody, see them the way you're praying for them. If you're praying for healing for somebody who's sick, see them well, see them active. It's all about that little bit of faith. I have a charm that's over on my vanity, and it's a mustard seed. It's that little bit of faith, tiny little bit of faith, that turns the world around. Knowing that it's going to happen. Letting go of the fear. Because fear is the opposite of love. And when you have faith that something's going to happen, it's all about seeing it done. Quit worrying. Quit letting the fear overcome you. Because that's what evil wants. Evil wants you to be fearful. And you don't have to be fearful when you have faith that it's going to be okay. And we can't allow ourselves to be fearful, because that's when the enemy wins. So look at what we can do to change things around. Put our faith in our Heavenly Father, and wonderful things are going to happen. Actions. Let things go. Let things go. Do not be afraid of things. Jump in. Do what you can with what you have, and rely on God. Now, He doesn't want us, Hebrews 11:1 is my favorite Bible verse. And I have it up on my wall. This is my little sanctuary room. And one of the things on my wall is, why not today? What are you waiting for? You waiting for somebody to take you by your hand? My hand's out. You've had opportunities. Jump in and do what you can. That's a song written by Amy Lacey, and it is a message that Eric has taken to a new level. I have on my wall a couple of little plaques. One of them says, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. That faith is so powerful. That's Hebrews 11:1. And then there's another thing that says it's about faith. It's a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Step out in faith. Take the first step. You don't have to see the top of the staircase to take that first step. That's paraphrasing. And then you have the serenity prayer. And, I love the serenity prayer, but it's the second verse of this prayer that is so powerful. I mean, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. I can't see all of it from here. Not as I would have it, trusting that you, and that's having faith, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, and that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And the other things I have on my wall is stuff from my sister, and I have a picture of a rose that I took in my garden. And then I have a hawk that Robert took a picture of in our backyard. Hawks have special meaning for me. And I have two Why Not Today? Why Not Today signs. One from Emily and one from Amy. Emily Gillingwater. And then I have a Rise and Shine plaque. And give God the glory. Well, I go to bed singing Give God the Glory. And I get up singing Give God the Glory. So my life is surrounded by things that make me smile. I don't have anything in my house that brings a bad feeling to me. All of it's gone. I got rid of every bad feeling item. And my house is filled with loving things that bring joy to my life. So what do you have in your house that I challenge you, if something gives you a bad feeling when you look at it, I want you to get rid of it today. Just get rid of it. Because you don't need anything in your house that makes you sad. And as you declutter your life, you can do this. You really can get rid of these things and never miss them again. You're not going to miss frowning. So let these things go. Let them go. Just one thing a day if that's all you can do. When you see something and you acknowledge that it made you feel bad, put it in the giveaway pile and take it to the car. So the best gift you can give me for my birthday, it's a challenge because we don't like to let people know that we have messy homes. We're very guarded that way. But as Liz is saying, like what we're doing, share this video with a friend of yours and help others to find the same peace that you have in your home. Don't keep it hid up in a box. We as little children in Sunday school, we sang a song, "This little Christian light of mine, I'm going to let it shine." And don't hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. Share your success with others. Share your success with others because it's going to help them and their family is going to be better off. Their family is going to be happier. Their children, all of this started so that I could help one person, and that one person's you. You can do this. You really can. And it's just one thing, one little habit at a time. But we got to get rid of the clutter. It's standing in our way of establishing simple routines that change our lives. It's hard to do your floors when your floors are piled up with clutter. It's hard to clean your bathroom when it's piled with dirty clothes. So we establish simple little things. A load of laundry a day, that's one of our habits we're going to practice come August, is getting our laundry done. That makes it easier to get dressed in the morning. Swishing and swiping your bathroom. It keeps your bathroom clean at all times. If you have more than one bathroom, drink your water. That's one of our habits. Drink your water and go to a different bathroom. Make sure you have the things you need in that bathroom to swish and swipe. And I don't use harsh chemicals in my home. I can't stand the smells. But if you put a vase in each bathroom and get rid of some of those bottles of half-used shampoo that you don't like and fill it up with the water the same amount and pour that in your vase where you keep your toilet bowl brush, that'll clean the toilet. And then when you're hugging that porcelain phone and you got the stomach bug, and those of you who, for Robert's birthday, I gave him a flu shot. That means I went and got a flu shot. I feel I've not really ever gotten flu shots very often, but he really wanted me to get a flu shot. And this flu this year is really tough. Young people, and my granddaughter is sick today, running fever, and they called the doctor and they said there's nothing we can do. She didn't get the flu shot. But I hope it's not, I pray that it's not the flu, and I'm going to see her well and cured of this sickness that she's got. But my husband was sick for 3 days with something back in November, and I've never seen him that sick unless he had a kidney stone. And I don't know what it was. If you don't believe in flu shots, fine. I don't really care. You do what you want to do. But for me and my family, we're going to get some shots. Because my mother-in-law survived the Spanish flu in 1919. And it was bad. It was bad. So even people who've had the flu shots, it keeps them from having a bad case. There have been strong young men in their early, 21 years old, who just died because of this flu. So let's just, let's take care of ourselves. I take a lot of vitamin C too, so I'm covered in 2 ways. And if you haven't read Andrew Saul's book, Doctor Yourself, get that book and read it. I try to read it every year just to re-up the way I'm thinking about things. But take care of you and your family. Wash your hands. That's the main thing. If you come in from the outside and being around town, wash your hands. And make everybody wash their hands. Also, don't use one hand towel for the whole family. Get a package of 12 for $5 on Amazon or on Walmart. And I've got a load of laundry going right now with these washcloths in them. I use one to wash my face. I wipe down my bath. I use them for everything, but I mainly use them for drying my hands. And I wash my hands probably 6 or 7 times a day. We have to take care of ourselves. And washing our hands with hot soapy water. I mean, I use Jergens soap. It's got moisturizer. I was telling my doctor about it yesterday. She has to wash her hands a lot, and her hands are cracked. And I said, I use Jergens. It has a moisturizer in it, and I use hot water. And she was really happy about that. I think she was going to go get some. But wash your hands. It'll do more for stopping the spread of germs. If you have somebody sick in the house, quarantine them. Keep the rest of the family away from them. Practice using Kleenexes and cover your mouth when you cough. This coughing into the arm, it doesn't cover the mouth. You got to cover the mouth. You don't want to. There's just so many. I like Mythbusters, by the way. I love Mythbusters, and they did a little test about how many germs were spewed when you sneeze or when you cough. And this doesn't get it. But you got to have clothes, and then go wash your hands and throw this away. It is going to help prevent spread of germs. It really is. Cover your mouth and wash your hands. And having those washcloths stacked up, it makes your bathroom feel like a spa. You've been into these hotels with fancy bathrooms, and they've got a stack of things, washcloths there to dry your hands. Then put them in a hamper and put some bleach in them and some hot water and sterilize them and dry them, and you're good to go. Fold them up, put them out there again. It's going to change everything. You're not going to spread germs. Well, I've run my mouth long enough. We've been at this 56 minutes. Any tips with the couch? Candle wax. Well, the only thing I know about candle wax is if you'll take an old washcloth and your iron and lay the cloth over the wax, and you can iron it and get it up. If it's something you can put in the refrigerator or freezer, you can freeze it and pick it off. Let's see, I have a roll of hand towels in my bathroom for guests. Your family should be treated. You should be treated like guests. And that's why I have these washcloths in there. They're white and they can be bleached, and I can use them for everything. I can wipe down the bathroom with them with some soap. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next week. I love you all. Thanks for all my birthday wishes. I really appreciate them. Y'all are so sweet. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. My husband will be home from chess in a little while, and we might just go to a movie. But it's raining outside, which makes it nasty and not fun. But we'll see. Maybe we'll find a movie on TV. You just never know. I love you all. Let's have fun this week. Let's keep our sinks clean and shiny. I want to see a picture of your shiny sink, okay? Liz always asks for them in the evening. I want to see a picture of your shiny sink. So shine your sink, and let's get those kitchens clean so we can cook. It's 3 hours till dinner. You can do it. I love you all. See you later. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Bye.